I believe I am live right now. I'll see if the chat starts. Let's see if I can even find the chat. Yes. Okay. All right. So, little disturbing news this morning as we get started. 2 times this morning, my system has completely crashed, just frozen. So, I don't know what the hell the problem is. I don't know what the deal is. I just do not know. I just do not know. All right. Well, that's good. We can see that gold has been on a tear here to the downside. Interesting. The Dow is just kind of consolidating. NQ seems to be rolling down. RTY seems to be consolidating. ES seems to be consolidating. So I'm kind of just staring at the charts right now, trying not to touch it. It's I don't know what the hell happened, but see, I don't even have any of my shoot, man. I don't even have any of my strategies set up. My system has crashed, literally. 3 times or 2 times this morning so far. Just completely crashed. Just froze. No idea why. I haven't had any problems in the past, so I don't know. Other than, I got one of them damn Microsoft updates, those automatic updates, I did that, had that a couple days ago. Probably Team Microsoft is undermining me. You know how that is. They're just like the government, they like to tell you they're here to help. We all know that's not true. We all know that's not true. Jeez. Shoot. Does anybody trade yesterday? I did not even turn my charts on. I had one subscriber email me either last night or this morning. He traded and he sent me his charts and he made $4,300. Let me see how much was it? 43.22.18. Trading the Nasdaq yesterday in the morning time. That's real money. Yeah, Microsoft's just garbage, man. And I don't know. That's the only thing that's the only thing different right now from say last week when I was doing these live videos is I had a Microsoft update, and 2 times this morning my charts have completely frozen. And I wasn't even live yet. So I just don't even know. I don't know if we're going to get through this or not, to be honest with you. Gold might be setting up for a 1-minute gold line short here. I might take a stab at that myself. It's right here on my chart. I just might take a stab at this one myself. I need it to go up a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. All right. And maybe we can get a breakdown. It's a nice small candle, nice small entry candle. That'd be nice. Frustrating. Just frustrating. Last thing I need, I've got 2 screens, so I can cancel all my trades on my other screen in case I'm in a trade and my charts freeze. Too many technical errors, Orville. For those of you that have been around a long time in terms of like trading, Ninja's been around since Jesus wore sandals, and their code is so unstable. I just threw my hands up. If it was a more stable platform, I mean, the rules are simple. You would think it would be simple to code. The rules are simple. We are live, but there's a delay between what I got on my charts and what you're seeing there's a delay. Now, now it's telling me I'm in a trade, but I have no lines. See, this is not good. This is not good. Am I actually in the trade or not? Oh, shoot. I know what the problem is. Oh my God. Jesus, I didn't have I reset my system. I didn't have my charts even showing my freaking account. Oh my God. Yep, I didn't even have my chart showing my account. Trying to get everything set up. Jesus. I didn't even have my chart showing my accounts. My account right here. That's my account. Jesus. My strategy is tied to the account. Unbelievable. I couldn't even see my lines. Unbelievable. Anyways. I don't know about TradeView, man. I don't know anything about it. I don't. I literally know zero about it. I think isn't TradeView owned by Ninja now? There's something like that. I don't know all the idiosyncrasies. I thought didn't Ninja buy one of those platforms, one of those more modern platforms? I thought they did. So I kind of thought they would integrate, but what I got here is still the same stuff that was around since the early 2000s, to be honest with you. That is crazy. I didn't even have my charts loaded around. I had to reboot everything 3 minutes before my live because everything crashed. So I didn't even have my accounts loaded up or anything. Trade-Evate. Okay, that's who they bought? Yeah, all right. I knew they bought somebody. And I literally know nothing about either one of them. And while I'm sitting here trying to do this live, my dogs decided to come in here and play with me. Come on, guys. Okay. Yeah. All right. Does anybody use Trade-Evate? Has anybody used? Well, I'm sure some of you use Trade-Evate. Any company like Trade-Evate or TradingView or whatnot, I can tell you right now, is a more current coding platform in the first place because they've come after Ninja. That's for sure. Okay. So we have some news at 10 o'clock. It's not major news, but it is some news. As of right now, the RTY is is north of its red line, and it's even up for the day. And then the ES is south of its red line, but it's up for the day. And the YM is basically flat. The MNQ is up for the day, but it's below its red line. So I want to see it get past this news so I don't take another punch in the face now that I got my chart set up right. Yeah, Ninja bought Trade of 8 apparently. Yeah. Right now, for example, with the YM, it's been hanging out at the open too long. It needs to go somewhere. There's just no clarity with it. It needs to go somewhere. It needs to do something. Oh, man. Ouch. We are 4 minutes from that news. It seems lately to me, other than big news days, i.e., employment data stuff, that the market has been waiting until, somewhere about 10:15 to 10:30 to start actually getting a rhythm in some direction or another. Matter of fact, the trader that made money yesterday, he told me the same thing. The trades he took yesterday, he told me, let me see here, I got to do calculations. Yeah, he was taking his trades after 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. I had to do the calculation because he's not in Eastern Standard Time. And, he was made some pretty good money in the NQ. Come on, somebody. Let's get this news over with. I'm afraid to touch anything, man. I don't want my screens to freeze up again. I'm afraid to touch anything. They literally, my system literally crashed twice in like 20 minutes before I turned this live on. And all I was doing was setting my charts up and stuff, which obviously, once I finally got reloaded again to go live, I didn't even have my my account tied to my screens. Jesus. Come on. All right, 1 minute to 10. Well, RTY did a nice little bounce off the red line. That's nice. Continuation back to the long side. That's real nice. They had a nice inside candle here. Got a nice inside candle here on that. I mean, it's too early for me to be trading the red line, but if you look at this, if you look at RTY, you know, it's like I said earlier, it's been up today, and it is up. You know, it's up from here. Ran up, came down, did all this stuff, and then it finally crossed over the red line, broke all this pivot shit got broken, came back down, tested the top of this pivot, created a nice inside candle, and bam, it's off running to the high. Really nice. See that inside candle there? That's really nice. And then shing. I mean, I saw it setting up, but I didn't say anything because, I mean, I'm just not a big fan of red line trades this early in the morning in the equity markets. But, you know, it's already run from entry over 10 points, or right at 10 points. That's pretty nice. Bruce, that might explain why when it came up, it got fought here, but then when it came back over, it went the other way, you know, because it got punched in the face several times right here, going back to the downside. But when it gave up the ghost, it rolled over and sat on that line, and you can see, man, it's as clear as the nose on your face. There's your inside candle, boom, gone. All right, our meaningless news is over. So now I can start paying attention to some stuff. Now we can start paying attention to some stuff. It's really starting to look like everything's going to go long today. The RTY is definitely already long. The YM's making a run to the north side. The ES is making a run to the north side. And MNQ's crossing over the red line right now also. So I'm staring at all of them at the same time. Gold has done kind of what it's been doing lately. Once the equity markets start getting open, it starts going quiet for a while. I mean, it is meandering its way up, but it's quiet. Man, NQ is wow. We might have a 1 minute gold line setting up on the NQ. If it continues to set up, I'll drag that screen over. 1 minute gold line to the long side. I mean, does anybody want to see the shocked look on my face? That when the government said that they were going to lower rates, i.e., print more money, that the market's up? Anybody want to see the shocked look on my face? Jesus. Oh. The good news is I'm sure they told Nancy Pelosi the decision 15 minutes before they told the rest of America. That's the good news. Because we want to make sure she can buy a bunch of options. We don't want Nancy to be left behind. You know, she's older. She needs to know ahead of time. All right, come on, come on. I'm going to roll this over in case this becomes our setup right here. So we had this candle right here. We had this run up. We've created Donchian Channel high. We could possibly get a 1 minute gold line long here in the MNQ. That's what I'm looking at right now, because everything else is kind of running away right now. I mean, technically the YM has the same setup if it would pull back, but boy, its red line is steeply down. God dang it, I keep moving things the wrong way. I mean, just look at the red line in the YM. So I'm just not as confident if we get a 1 minute gold line here that we're gonna continue running away from that red line so hard. Whereas the NQ is not as steep, not as flat. And the good news about today is the landscape here today. I hope you guys can all hear that in the background too. Man, I'm just having a bad day. I'm just having a bad day. Let me move this out of the way. Man, all the equities have just rolled up. That's nice. Yeah, the ES is doing the same thing. Absolutely. It had a reset candle. I'm looking at it. I just normally have more time to think about the ES than I do the NQ. The NQ can get ping ping and start going. So I kind of pay attention to that one first. But man, this thing's blending its way all the way to the high. All right. All right. Man. Well, Freaking landscaper, man. It's not me lagging, it's YouTube, Mike. That's what, if you read up above, somebody gives you some instructions on how to speed that part up about the lagging. Read. Oh, maybe you can't see the comments because you just came in. I don't know if I can copy and paste it. Let me see. Does this allow me to go up? It does. Why won't it let me? Ah, you piece of garbage, man! I swear to God. David wrote in here what to do. He said, speed up your time, speed up your. Okay, there, he tells you what to do. Come on. What the heck? Man, everything is just blending away. Everything is just blending away. Yeah, 15 to 20 seconds isn't bad, though. I mean, oh, come on, man. We are just not getting any rotations here. We are just straight lining this stuff. We are just straight lining this stuff right now. Ah. Jesus. See how gold has just gone to sleep? It's been doing that lately after the market opens. It's been going to sleep and then randomly starts waking up later. It's almost like money starts migrating over to the equities and then after a while then it migrates back over to gold. Give me a second here. All right, sorry about that. Wanted to get rid of the glare behind my head. Of course, the glare now is just the screens. I can't do anything about that. Huh. Let me shrink this down for a second here. Put that right here. Shrink this down for a second here. Put it right here. So, similar circumstances here. Well, the RTY is the only one that has stayed valid. The NQ did a rotation here before we got to here. The RTY is still hopefully pulling back. I'd like to get a nice, little bit deeper pullback in that RTY, and maybe get along through the top, through the high. Let's see what's going on over here. Let me move this over here so I can see. God dang it. Just got so many things to move around. All right, let's see here. Man. $67, $87, $97. I got 20 ticks. I have 20 ticks going my way. I have at least 20 ticks going my way. So I am going to try and find out. I'm not overly excited about this, but I'm going to find out. Come on. Come on, RTY. There you go. Now go. Roll up. Come on. Keep going. Keep going. Be a little bit more aggressive than that, please. You're not making me excited. You are not making me excited about this. Damn it. No. You are not making me excited about this. Oh, God. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. You are not making me excited about this. Wow. Right to my stop. That means it's over. It does. It means it's over. Yep. That meant it was over. God dang it. That meant it was over. As soon as it rolled right to my stop, I knew it was over. I should have closed that one out earlier. As soon as it didn't run, it was over. As soon as it didn't run, it was over. As soon as it didn't run, it was over. You're going to roll back up, aren't you? You probably are now that I'm not in it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, man. Yeah. All right. Check. I don't have. Come on. Go. Come on. Go. Go. Go, 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 go. I didn't have time to move this down. Damn it. But I'm in this YM long. Oh shit, I'm gonna get knocked out. I'm in this YM long here. 1 minute gold line. It tested it and rolled over, rolled up. Come on, go. Come on, go up. Go up. I need to look to my left. So I got a huge pivot right here I got to worry about. Damn it. Come on. Roll up, damn it. Come on. Come on, YM. Come on. There you, now go through it all. Run. Run through that pivot, damn it. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. We're right at it. Oh my God, that's kind of ugly. It's kind of ugly right there. Kind of ugly. Come on, roll up. Damn it. Oh, shit. Should have taken my money. Should have taken my money at that pivot. Should have taken my money at that pivot. I saw the damn pivot and everything. Yep. Should have taken my money at that pivot. Big mistake. See you later, Bruce. I have the RTY chart, like right there. That is the RTY chart. Is that not what I'm videotaping? Yeah, maybe I'm looking at the thing too long, too late. Damn. Like, I saw that rotation right there. See that? See this pivot right here? That's exactly where it went. I was hoping for it to actually have a little bit more thought to it and go up here, which is a big mistake because the reality of it is this thing was so stretched. It's looking for a place to rotate from. But it finally touched the gold line, and I took the break of that candle to the left, and off it went. It was up, 20 some ticks. Damn it. Just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, I knew this was going to be the problem because we had already stretched so far. Damn it. I was asking for it to do a lot right there. Oh, man. Did I just screw up? I did. Yep, I did. I just screwed up. Let me do this. I'm going to have to kill my YM chart to get it to go away. Shit, man. I hate when I have to do that. I get it stuck between my screens. That's the good thing about having templates. It only takes me a very short amount of time to fix that issue. Under the same guise as the RTY. Got to hook it to my account. It is hooked. Bang, bang. All right. Wait. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm having computer problems, Floki. That's how it's going. I'm struggling with my screens freezing on me and stuff. I'm in this NQ long here, 1 minute gold line. It's looking really good. I think it's what I'm filming right here. It is looking very good, actually. Come on, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Come on, NQ. Keep going. Nice 1 minute gold line set up there. And I'm going to be conservative because I don't know that we're going to blow through this thing. And just kind of pick my target up here. Come on. Come on. There we go. All right. There we go. Yeah, that was a quick one. Anyways, yeah. Sorry about that. I was trying to answer your question and looking at my charts. But yeah, that was a nice little 1 minute gold line in the NQ. The question is it going to really run any farther? Because it's so stretched from the red line, I just don't feel confident that it's going to run farther. Price has a hard time getting too far from the red line. But anyways, what did I do wrong here? Sorry. All right, there we go. Give me a second. I'm fixing something on my charts. And I'm just struggling today. All right, let me try. Jesus, I am just struggling today. God dang it. Jesus. Sorry. I'm just struggling to keep my charts going. Anyways. Struggling to keep my charts going. All right. The YM did a nice rotation. Well, now I got it reloaded. It did do a nice rotation there finally, or it did this one there. So now it's sitting around at the prior day high. So I am going to, the RTY seems to have gone to sleep. Let me blow this up a little bit. What do we got going on here? Boy, look at that. Prior day high right here in YM, right back to the big pivot. This pre-market, 650 this morning. Yeah, went right through it by a tick. Bam, back up. That's a good idea there. That's an excellent idea. That's an excellent idea, Grant. Let me write that down, because that could be the cause of everything freezing. I have done it, but I haven't done it recently. Grand Slam. I have done it. I can't remember last time, but it hasn't been like recently. And now I've got 5 charts running. So, that may be not helping my situation. Come on, YM. Don't run off now. Just roll up, create space, sit on top of that prior day high, and then let's go. My NQ still hasn't moved from where I got out. Still hasn't moved. It's just gone sideways from when I got out of my NQ trade. It has just gone sideways. The problem with this YM too is, God, look at the gap there. Look at the gap. Jeez. I mean, it's just the gap from here to here is pretty significant. And then the head of that 5-minute red line is just barely starting to turn. Man, gold has just gone to sleep. I mean, gold has literally gone to sleep. I mean, I'm talking like, good night. RTY has gone to sleep. Stupid thing. It did rotate up though. Frustrating. It rotated up from where, I mean, I get ticked out and then it rolls up, same shit, different day. All right. Grand Slam. Thank you. I do routinely, just for everybody here too, I do routinely reboot my system. I pretty much do that every day, because that does help too. When you're running this many charts and, like in this case, well, and when I was filming me trading, all that kind of stuff, it just, it just helps. I have no idea what you're talking about, Matt, Mike. I mean, I'm not behind anything. It's just YouTube delays the stream. Oh my God, I'm tired. Yeah, I mean, do you think I'm actually entering trades 15 to 20 seconds behind? Because I would certainly already know that I shouldn't have taken that RTY trade before I took it. I definitely would have known that. Don't take that RTY trade. It ain't going to work. Man, I would absolutely love a rotation from here to the red line in the NQ. I mean, that would be the pinnacle of my trading day right there. A rotation in the NQ from where we're currently at to the red line. That's one of those ones where you get in it, you just sit there and you let it do its battle and then let it rotate back to here. And this is a prime time for something like that to happen. This is literally prime time for something like that to happen. So if we just come on, guys, just start moving it now. Come on, move it from here to here. Let's go. That would be the ideal situation. Absolutely. So that's mentally what I'm looking at on this chart. I'm looking at the same thing in the ES. I just don't know. The ES is less likely to do all that. But boy, this would be beautiful. This is the start of that look. You got that. You had that. It's after 10:30. You got this going on from a daily high, no less. You got no other lines in the way. This would be ideal right here. You have no major pivots that you're breaking to the downside as you rotate down. The only real major pivot is way the hell down here. So this would be ideal, literally. Oh. This thing has literally still done nothing. What's going on? Why there, RTY? Why did you just go to sleep after I got in you? Why'd you treat me so bad today? Why did you take advantage of me? There you go. There you go. Now it's going to take, keep in mind, for this trade to actually set up anyways, it's going to take it from here to here. If it does do it, it's still going to take it a good 10, 15 minutes to get here. But what you want it to do is you just want it to keep melting its way to here without much, without much rotation up and trying to break long. You just want it to kind of like it's doing right here. Now it's inside the 9 EMA. Be nice to see the 9 just keep forcing it right down to here. And it's the exact candle for candle. It's exactly what the ES is doing right now. I mean, literally candle for candle. Even the candle colors, other than this candle right here, are the same. The ES has the exact same pattern right now as the MNQ or the NQ. If this pattern comes all the way down, like I'm saying, I'm switching this over to the NQ, and I'm going to trade it with one contract of the actual NQ. Let me make sure I got that thing set up to even kick in. I do not. Let me find it. Now I do. So if I can get this rotation down to here, like I said, I'm going to take that in the NQ, not the MNQ. Because that's that rotation right there. If it does what I'm saying, that's about a $2,000 trade. One contract in the NQ. And that's the thing, so thank you, Shane. That's the thing is it's like, there's nothing going on with gold, Raymond. There's just nothing going on with gold. I'm not playing in gold right now. It's just not doing anything. It's stuck in consolidation for literally an hour. I need it to start coming to life, which it's likely to do, but it needs to start going somewhere before I worry about it. But so see this NQ. If I swear, if this thing happens right now, I'm gonna, But anyways, this NQ situation that's starting to set up right here, and also happening in the ES. If you have the patience and the whatnot to wait for something like that, I mean, you only need that. You need that rotation from here to here, and you're good for a week. You're good for a month, but you're good for a week. And keeps you out of the weeds of the dirty trades. Oh yeah, I'm with you there, Shane. The red line is I say that the red line is honestly the best trade. If you have the stomach that once you're in to let the battle happen. I had one in my live video, I think last Thursday, that was starting to look just like this, and it did the same thing. And I described it all the way through and where the entry was, and then it ding, 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 ding. It was in gold, I think, and it went ding, 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 ding all the way up, and it was $1,000 plus trade easy. And from the moment it created the rotation on that red line, it never looked back. And so if you got the patience to wait for those trades, I mean, I'm telling you, but you got to have the flip side is you got to have the stomach that once you're in it, and this is where I struggle. So let me just talk about me, where I struggle. Where I struggle is if I make a mistake and I look at the P&L of the trade, because I'm sitting there and I'll, like when it goes to say $400 or $500, even though I know it's going, I know because over and over and over and over and over again, it's going to go from, based on the time of day and the pattern and all, it's going to go from here to here, even though I know that. I'll get nervous and I'll close it out early. And it just, I mean, it's just, it's what I got to deal with in between here with me personally. I certainly need this thing to rotate down. Now, the good sign is that YM has rotated underneath its prior day high. So it's looking like it's going to rotate down, which will help. It should help this continue. The ES is still pattern-wise. The ES is holding that directness to the 5-minute red line better right this moment than the NQ, because it's breaking. See this candle right here on the ES? It's already breaking the bottom of that candle, that same candle. Let me show you. See, this is the ES one. It's the same pattern. Candles match up line for line. 2 green, rotate over. See the 2 green, rotate over. And it's bringing its way back to here, hopefully. But I want this one to get back to here. This is the one I want to partake in if I can. I get that, Shane, but it's frustrating because you'll sit here for a week to see a trade like that, which literally, again, Thursday of last week, today's Thursday of last week, this exact pattern happened in gold. Pretty sure it was gold. And then it created some beautiful candles here and then had a rotation all the way back to the high. And I sat right here on the live and went through it, and it did its thing, and it went probably, I can't remember how much money was the top, but it was like $1,000+ with one contract. No, ES didn't make a new high, but it's the pattern. It's off of a current high, a most recent current high. It doesn't have to be off of the high, but it's creating a rotation, and they're literally mirroring each other. And the nice part was seeing the YM agree with it by rotating inside the prior day high and then rolling down itself. See, the problem with the YM is it's got this damn thing in the way. So even if it was going to do the exact same pattern, it had the traders over here trying to hold it above the high, whereas neither the NQ nor the ES had that issue. And then it finally broke its way through. So it may the YM may catch up to the other two. It's got to get moving if it's going to, but it may catch up to the red line. It would be fabulous if all three of them were sitting on that red line at the same time, because then there'd be less conflict of this one didn't get there, but this one did, and that kind of stupid stuff. Because if they're all trying to do the same pattern at the same time, you got to remember the big hog is the ES, and the NQ can get whippy in the process of doing what its big brother does, the ES. Its big brother. Man, come on. What is going on here? Come on. Don't do stupid stuff here, NQ. Don't do stupid stuff. Stupid stuff is like rotating north of that right there. I don't want it to rotate north of that. I need it to keep migrating its way down. Now, for those of you, again, where did it get hung up? It got hung up on that, the 9 EMA on a 5-minute chart. Oh my God. Come on. Big candles on all three charts. Big candles. That's okay. This could be the confirmation. If they start moving faster now to the downside. This could be the confirmation of trapping the longs. I'm okay still. I'm okay. Especially since the ES and the YM are showing the same thing. They created that same big candle, and then they forced it back down. There's nothing with gold, Raymond. There's literally nothing with gold. Nothing. There's nothing to look at in gold. I know it's sitting at the prior day low, but it was there not long ago. This is like the second attempt, and it didn't break a new low the last time it was there. Let me spend a minute talking about this so you can see what I'm talking about. Right here. We already crossed over, came to the low, the prior day low, and it rotated down. But this didn't rotate down any lower than this pivot, and it's rotating back up. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign at all. When it goes from here down, it needs to be breaking some major pivots to its left to confirm that it's trying to actually go down versus rotating back up and maybe doing a crossover retest or something like that. But there's no movement in here. Man, I might change my mind. I might change my mind. Well, what are you going to change your mind on, Bob? I might change my mind and do this trade in the YM. I might change my mind. I mean, once the YM has gotten below the prior day high, it has certainly done a very, very good job of rotating back to the red line. It's done the best job of all three of them. Problem is gold is stuck right now. It's stuck above the 5-minute red line and it's stuck below the prior day low. It's like I would be literally tossing a coin in the air on which direction it's going to go. Personally, I think it's going to go long because I think it's going to make attempt 3 and rotate through the prior day low. But I don't have a point of, other than maybe taking the 5-minute red line, but I'm not going to take the 5-minute red line right back into the prior day low. I mean, in gold, listen, of all these instruments we're staring at right here, I can tell you without a doubt, I would highly prefer this thing to rotate up, come back and sit on top of that low and let me take a long from here to here and book $1,000. I would much rather have it be in this instrument than any of these, because when it makes that determination, it does a much better job of getting there, in my opinion, than these three, the ES, the YM, and the MQ, because they're all okay. Woo! RTY is doing the same damn thing. Look at this. They're all doing it together. I can't fit any more on my charts. Look at that. Look at the RTY. It's coming off its high, and it's the same exact pattern. Man, the ES is just about there. There's a lot setting up at the same damn time. Jesus. Holy cow. Now this one actually has been tested. We talked about that earlier. Did a nice inside candle and boom, gone to the highs. The YM, on the other hand, it just blew right through the red line.
Dennis
Hold
LLC.
on. I got to mute my phone there. Give me just a second. Let me mute my thing. Hold on here. Sorry about that, guys. I mean, sometimes I have to take my phone. You know, the thing is, I didn't do a live yesterday, and it's a damn good thing. My morning yesterday was absolutely brutal. Phone calls and I mean, it was a shit show yesterday. So it would not have been good. I mean, yesterday was unbelievable. I had to recharge my phone yesterday twice. And I have an iPhone 15 that's on optimal, and it's not even, it's like a year old. And I had to recharge my phone twice. I'm still waiting for these things to pull back. I know some of you are probably sitting there going, Bob, the YM, the YM. No. The YM has to prove to me that that's been through the red line. It has to prove it to me. I'm not jumping the gun. All right. And at the same time, we have 1, 2, 3. This one's just not going. But the RTY and the ES are literally sitting just above the red line. So I need somebody to commit. It may end up being the RTY, which that wouldn't upset me either. It may end up being the RTY. Now the ES and the RTY are literally touching the red line now at the same time. Yep, they are. They're both. As a matter of fact, the ES has just pierced the red line for sure. Confirmed pierced. Oh man, this is an interesting situation. This is a very interesting situation. Come on, RTY, go down a little more. Come on, go down. Go down. Down. Come on. Go down. Down. ES is through. I mean, for those of you that don't know, the ES is through. It's through it. So, I mean, it could literally start launching from here. God dang it. Now you got me sweating. Let me go back and look at this YM for a second. Let me go back and look at this YM for a second. All right, where are we at here? We are, okay. And this is a formation of that candle. This is the top of that 5-minute candle right there. This is the top right here of the 5-minute candle to the left. This is the formation of the new 5-minute candle starting right here. I am going to get out of here. Put this on right here. I'm going to try the YM version. Come on, there you go. All right, now let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Oh, come on, don't roll over on me. Don't roll over on me. Let's go. Come on. Roll up. Let's go. Had to hit right into the 9. Come on, roll up. Come on, roll up. Come on, roll up. If this thing would start moving up, I'll show you what the main thing I'm looking for right now. But I need this thing to start moving for me to do that. Come on. Come on. There you go. Okay, see this right here? I need this. I need this zone right here to break. That one right there. I need that to break. Come on. Come on. There you go. Let's go. Come on. Damn it. I got knocked out. I didn't give up. I wasn't going to give up the bottom of that candle. Yep, that was not good. The interesting part is the ES took off. The ES took off. That is very interesting. The ES actually rotated. I am not going to give up then. The ES actually rotated. We didn't break the bottom of this pivot right here, which is the one I should have had my stop at, and I didn't. Jesus, Bob. Yeah, the ES is gone. Look at that. Look at the ES. The ES is gone. Now, why is the ES gone and the YM is sitting here? I can't see anything else. Come on. Good job on the ES trade. Ride that thing long. Hold this bottom right here. What are you doing, YM? What are you doing, YM? I don't understand. Why is the YM rolling over and the rest of them aren't? No idea. But, well, there goes the ES. Interesting. Hold on here. I'm going to stay right over here. Stay right over here. What are we doing over here? Wow. Wow. Well, that ES is sitting on top of the 9 EMA. That's a good sign. That's a very good sign. It's a very good sign. I'm going to pay attention to this RTY now that we had a big hammer candle right here. Come on, RTY. Come on. Come on. Well, it's going to give me a nice small stop because I'm going to be able to put it right below here if we go in. What the heck is going on? Come on. Here we go. Come on. I don't know what the heck happened with the YM. It just rotated over. It's doing the opposite of everything of the other three. All right, let's go. Now, here's the interesting thing. We had an inside candle here. It went below it and then over it. That's a very good sign. You see that? It went below it by a tick and then rotated up. That is a very good sign right there, folks. Very good sign. Very, very, very good sign. Oh my God, what the hell happened? What happened? What the hell just happened? Did some news just happen? What the hell just happened? Like everything just shocked. There must have been some kind of news or something. All four markets spiked down. That's insane. I don't know what just happened. And it's still doing it. If you'll notice, there's craziness. Yeah, but there's something more than market manipulation. That's news. Something happened. Somebody went on TV and said something stupid or something. That would be my guess. That is crazy. I don't know what happened. I mean, there was just a huge spike candle. That there's manipulation, and then there's like something happened. Like something happened. I don't know what happened, but something happened. Well, that's insane, man. I don't know what happened. The stupid part is the ES is still north of the freaking red line. But nobody's doing anything. Like, that's crazy. Exactly. Thank God for tight stops. I moved mine up below that candle. So, I ended up getting stopped out at half the price that I normally would. Because once I got in, we manipulated this candle down and then back up. So I put my stop right there. That is crazy. I hate when stuff like that happens. I mean, it happens, and that's why you got to have stops on your screen. Because sometimes when you get those spikes, whatever caused that could create even more of a reaction, You know what I mean? That is weird. That is weird. That is weird. That is weird. I mean, all four of them. I mean, even gold had a big spike. And then all four candles looked the same. They went up, down, and then flat right in the middle. And all of them are red, slightly red. Even the gold one that did that. Even the gold one that did that. That is insane. Wow. We got a long ways to go to get anywhere down here. I'm not going to take any counter trends this early in the day. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Whew. That stressed me out. Totally stressed me out. Well, now I don't know because I mean I'm sitting here looking at everything and it's just sitting there now. I think the market got a little numb on that too. Pick a direction, market, pick a direction. Interesting. All right, see you, Shane. I'm probably out also. I mean, it's in the description. In the description of the video is the settings and everything. And I even talk about the Trade Saver tool I use for entries and stuff. I use it just for entries. I manage everything else myself from there. I use it for my entry, but then I have my targets and my stops. It throws those on, but then I hand manage it from there. Does that make sense? But it's in the description of the video what the settings are, which each one of the indicators are, what the settings are. If it would work better, let me know. When you had them reversed, if it works better, let me know. You never know. The algos may have a secret handshake where they reverse everything and it works better. All right, there we go. Yeah, it's the 45 EMA. I have it on there. I don't trade off of it. I have it on there just to recognize that to a 5-minute trader, that's their 9 EMA, Richard. Does that make sense? Sorry about that. I got a little distracted. I decided to, steal some of my money back. I didn't want to call this out in the room, but I just stole my money back. When we broke this pivot right here, rotated back down, I took that for $300 in the NQ. I mean, it's just something when you've seen it so many times, you just go with it. See how we created this pivot, came up, hit it again, rotated down, then we broke it, sat on top. I just took that, bam. What I'm struggling with is, and honestly, I should have taken it to the high because that's where this stupid thing's going to go. But anyways, yeah, Richard. So you got that? Yeah, I put it on there. I put it on there to just to recognize it. Because what will happen is if you're coming into it from the bottom or you're coming into it from the top, look at the NQ here when we were coming into it from the top. See how we got hung up there? I like to just recognize that what is going on, why we got hung up there. Does that make sense? And then when we got underneath it, we just stayed there. So I just like to have it as a reference, so I know why all of a sudden, we stopped moving or whatever. Potentially stop moving. But I don't trade off of it. It's just not consistent enough for me. Anyways, this turned out to be beautiful right here. I was in it for $300. I just wanted to get my loss back for the day. But anyways, we had this rotation, broke this pivot. I've talked about this, breaking the pivots, broke this big pivot here, sat back on top of it. I know it's late in the day, but the price action was getting strong and I just took it. I should have taken it to here. I get that. But anyways, man, that 5-minute red line trade really screwed us today, that it just didn't pan out. It just didn't pan out, man. It just didn't pan out. What does price action is shit room Laskin mean? I don't know what that means. What does that mean? Yeah, remember I'm an old man, so I don't I don't speak in short tongue. Man, I should have taken that NQ trade longer. I should have taken that longer. Anyways, the price is starting to move again, so this is a good thing. I mean, I'm going to stay on here a little bit because price is actually starting to move again. Maybe something will set up. Price is actually starting to move again. I mean, we're really starting to move. I don't know what happened at 11:07, but it had a nice shock on the market. You just never know. You just never know. Somebody might have said something out of the White House, or somebody may have said something out of Congress, or some Fed chairman may have said something. You just never know, man. All of a sudden you get a ridiculous spike. Like I've said, you could sit here and watch CNBC. The problem is by the time they tell you, the market already reacted. So you're just wasting your time. that just becomes a distraction if I'm making sense. And look at that. Look at what the NQ did. That dirty dog went back to the high and then just rotated back over. Man, I should have held that longer, Bob. You knew that. You've been doing this long enough. From here to here instead of from here to here. Yeah. Anyways, let's see here. What's that? That's that the YM? Yeah, let's pull the YM over here for just a second. Let's pull the YM and the RTY over here. So in both cases, the YM and the RTY, what we have is a potential crossover retest of the red line in the direction of the market. So we might have a setup here on either one of these potential setup. So let me kind of shrink this chart up a little so I can get all these to fit on here. Yeah, we might have a setup here on either one of these back to here or to here. The last places they've been, hanging up. This one hung up here. This one hung up here on its way down, if you remember, while it rotated under and then spit down. So let me see. Let me just pay attention here. I need the RTY to pull down a little further. Come on, RTY. I would prefer you to do this for me. Come on, RTY. Don't do the 1 minute gold line. Don't do that. Come on, do the red line. Come on, confirm the red line for me. Oh, come on. Come on, RTY.
Unknown caller.
Oh, it's my buddy Spam. It's my buddy Spam calling me. I love my buddy Spam. It's my buddy Spam. I'm sure all you guys have a buddy named Spam too. We all have the same friend. Damn it, come on. At the same time, we got the same situation. I'm having flashbacks here because we have the same situation going on in the ES, the crossover retest of the red line, but the ES is lagging the other two. Come on, RTY. Come on. Come on, RTY. Come on, RTY. Man, gold is just a dog. Gold has just been a dog. Just been a dog today. After the big moves in the morning, it's just been a dog. Yeah, spam callers. Yeah, spam callers. You know how your phone tells you who's calling. Well, mine says spam. So apparently I have a friend named Spam. Wow. Come on, guys. See, here's the sad part. It started doing some movement. It even did a nice move back, and then it just sits. And then it just doesn't do anything. And the RTY had no commit. It did the same thing, but it did not commit. It hung up on the 1 minute gold line, which I'm not doing that. No. Man, frustrating. And the YM's hung up. It's underneath the red line. I know. And now, come on. Come on. Where's that? Where did I put the NQ? Jesus, I swear I start moving these charts around and I lose things. There's the NQ. Well, look at that darn thing. Are you going to rotate back to the high? You just might. I don't know. I'm not taking it again. And like a big sissy. See, that's a perfect example right there. Like a big sissy. When I was in this trade, knowing that we broke these pivots and we did this, this should have been my target. I know that. But I struggled as it was running up and sitting there, and I'm like, shit, $300, I'll take it. My money's back. That's something that I knew how much money I had lost on my couple trades, and I just went to get my money back instead of walking away with, a plus $300 situation instead of a break even. But I mean, at the end of the day, if you don't lose money on the rest, net, don't lose money, you're still going to end up ahead. The big trade for the day, in my opinion, was supposed to be this to this. It just didn't happen. This to this. That was the big trade of the day. It just didn't happen. But if it had, boom, there's all your money. You don't have to make all your money in a day. At least not now that I'm trading live accounts. When I was trading Apex, it was, it was like I said before, I spent a lot of time when I was trying to get my first funding in Apex. Let me clarify this again. When I was trying to get my first funding in Apex after struggling to get there, I found that, if I just focused on the 9 EMA, rotations back to it, breaks similar to what the NQ actually did, which is rotations back to it and then breaks, similar to what this was right here. But I was doing it predominantly in the ES. I found that I was able to, dick and dunk my way to my payout. Now, keep in mind, back in those days, my accountant just messaged me. Back in those days, I had to trade 20 days in a PA account to even apply for a payout. So, I mean, I wasn't freaking out that, I'd sit there and catch a couple rotations and make, say $200 in the day and then shut down. Yeah. Well, Jojo, none of them want to pay. None of them want to pay, Jojo. And I'm very honest about that. That they don't, none of them want to pay. None of them want to pay. But to learn how to trade, it is a far less expensive way to learn how to trade than trading with live money. I can't stress that enough. You blow up an account that you got $30 in, you lost $30. I blow up this account that I got right here and I lose $5,000. I mean, there's just, you know what I mean? So, one of the things that I had to do when transitioning from Apex, though, to trading live, in my opinion, was, well, and I did this. One of the things I did to really help myself is I told myself, listen, Bob, let's make our objective $1,000 a week. I'm not going to get there this week because I traded sim and because I went live for the first time this week. And so I simmed the first couple of days, then it was FOMC day, and I'm break even today. I'm not going to get my $1,000 today. I was hoping that this would be it, and then I could just, talk you guys through trading tomorrow if I do a live. But anyways, and unless something like this sets up and actually works tomorrow, I don't know that I'm going to get my $1,000, but I'm not worried about it. I mean, I'm not living off of it, but I had to change my mindset when I went live versus Apex, because it wasn't a matter of just hitting profits. It was a matter of getting in trade. It was a matter of getting in trades, and then managing myself from the bottom up, which I poorly did on this NQ trade that I talked about earlier, but managing myself from the bottom up and looking for bigger targets, bigger profits, which I did not do when I was trading Apex, because I had a trailing stop loss coming behind me. You know what I'm saying? So I had to change my mindset when I went live. The other thing is I had to be a lot more selective on my trades, because of that. Because since I'm looking for bigger targets, I really need to see space north of me. Like, for example, on this NQ trade right here, that's a lot of space in the NQ. That's a lot of space in the NQ. That's a lot of space. Okay. So I had to take trades where I had space, where I didn't have to get into battles if I got on the right side, and then let them fill that space. With Apex, I didn't have to be as selective in that respect. I just wanted to be on the right side of the trade, and if it ran and made me $200 or whatever, whatever. And I was trading more often than I do now. Today's not necessarily a perfect example of that. I've gotten slapped in the head a couple times, but one of the things is like live trading. I've learned I take a couple losses, then I hyper focus. If I take a couple losses, I hyper focus, and I do exactly this. Just focus and recognize exactly what's going on here. For example, that's a major pivot, got broken. We rotated up, came down, boom, gone. I mean, it's just clear. But, and it's in an instrument that'll get me my money back when I'm on the right side. But anyways, but the prop firms are a great place to learn, to see the charts, to start identifying, big candles, rotations, this, that, whatever strategy you're going to learn. My strategy doesn't matter. Whatever strategy you're going to learn, I highly recommend, no matter what you're learning, that you do it in a prop firm. Because I did it my first time back in 08, 09, 2010. I did it with my own money. And I could have bought a beach house for that money that I ended up losing by not trading a prop firm's stuff while I learned. I could have bought a beach house for that money. Let's just put it that way. Between the experts that were selling me stuff and the market itself, I could have bought a beach house. Seriously. And I say that on this live stream, but I don't say it in front of my wife. So yeah, they don't pay, or they they don't want to pay, but none of them want to pay. I laugh when I see these commercials, pay in a day and all that stuff. These guys are just, all these prop firms. If you really understand how they function and how they make money, you'll realize that none of them want to pay you. None of them. They're paying you out of their receipts. They're not paying you from Wall Street. None of them want to pay you. But there's probably some people in this live room that can give you personal experiences of some of these prop firms. Just point blank not paying regardless. Forget the rules. I've heard some nightmares, man. I've heard some nightmares. But I followed the rules enough that Apex paid me as much money as I paid them or more. I wasn't in a net loss position, but I would hyper focus, like I said, dick and dunk myself to, $100, $200, never put myself in a big loss position. Don't average into bad trades, all that kind of stuff. I did that stuff to get to the payouts and then get my payouts. My last payout was $5,000. And I know for a fact that definitely paid me more than the monies I gave them for my, and that was the $5,000 I used to fund this account that we got right here, that this live account that I have right here. And then I've subsequently run that balance up to 10 grand a couple times and paid it down. And then I realized that what I needed to do was just be doing a $2,000 balance. And so, that's what I buy myself. That's what I liquidate myself down to now, because I don't trade over that anyways. And I don't need any inkling to even do something stupid. I don't need $5,000 in my account just in case for some reason I walk away and there's a blank trade on my chart for some reason, and it enters and I lose, X thousands of dollars. I'm not losing, I'm not losing my life savings. So I fund this account and then roll it back out. Fund this account and roll it back out. But it's but I'm going to tell you right now, I've done a lot of things in my life, and trading is probably the most difficult thing I've ever stepped in the realm of, because there is no magical solution. You just have to recognize when things are working and when things are, like, for example, you just have to recognize there's nothing here. Did it rotate and sit here? Yeah. But once it came down and didn't break this pivot and rotated back, there's nothing here. There's nothing. You have to recognize those things instead of just blind chimping going, hey, we created space, go long. No. You have to recognize good from bad. And then even on good, like this was ideal. This whole situation here, I needed to just break this 5-minute candle to my left and we could have been off to the races. But even when everything's ideal, your rotation from here to here, that doesn't mean it's going to work. And that was probably one of the biggest things I had to struggle with is willingness to take that loss there without fighting me being right. Fighting me being right is what blows up your accounts. Fighting you being right. If you can get past that and then be patient, you will find that you will slowly become a profitable trader. That's my opinion. But you got to not sabotage yourself. You got to fight the urge to be like, all my rules were met, all this, and this, and the trade didn't work. Well, I get that. I can't do anything about that. You know what I'm saying? That's going to happen sometimes. Something bigger than you is deciding that this isn't going to be the trade for today. What I have to work on is when this is the trade for the day, is me having the nerve and the guts to ride it inside the 9 EMA back up to the high, or, back up, like in this case, to this high, or back up to here. That's what I continue to try to work on, because that situation in my world of trading is what's going to take me from being, say $1,000 a week trader to say $2,000 or $3,000. It's just no, because I see the rotations. I recognize the rotations, just like this one right here. That pivot right there being broken, rotating, sit back on there, boom, gone. That is the rotation. That is the rotation. And the big green candles right here show you that is the rotation that I should have been sitting and waiting for. Well, I did take it, but I'm like a sissy. I took it out at $300 to get my money back instead of taking the $600, $700, $800. How much was this anyways? Let me just do the math. This is 78 into here is 09. So that's 30. That's 30 to there. So that's $600 to that rotation. That's $600 from here to here. So I shortchanged myself half that by just not, again, that's one of the things I've talked about that in my videos. Sometimes when I have a couple losses, I have a tendency to get in a good trade and just get myself out with my money back. I have a tendency to do that because I don't want to end my day with a negative. Like, if it didn't go to here and it rotated back over and I got knocked out, for example, with, say a $50 win or something, then I'm ending my day with a $250 loss. And mentally, I don't want to do that. So but what did I do in the process? I shortchanged myself $300. So that's something I struggle with. We all struggle with something. Most people, I find, they struggle with patience for the setups, to sit there and literally punch them in the face so that they're clear and clairvoyant. Like this one. Here's your crossover. Again, here's your crossover. Here's your Donchian Channel. Here's your daily high, Donchian Channel high. Boom. Inside candle, tick through the bottom, boom, gone. Pff, there you go. That one right there. That NQ trade right there is $500+. But you got to be patient and wait for it to show you this, to show you that pattern. And with that candle just like that, and then you're out the top, man, that's so beautiful. That's just beautiful. That is literally beautiful. And ironically, it turned around, fast forward a little bit later, turned around and did the same thing right here. Crossover, rotated up, broke the major pivot, sat on top, boom, back to that same spot that the last gold line took it to, right there. This gold line, boom, $500. This gold line, more than $500. This one's, well, of course, you don't know where the high is here. So that's where that's where it gets difficult. So if you took a $500 trade here, that's $500. Now because they showed you where the pivot is. Boom, that's $600. That's $1,100 on those two trades. Anyways, it looks like everything has gone to sleep now. Sadly, that's frustrating right here on this RTY. That is frustrating. It sat on that. I was waiting for it to pierce this red line that was going to be my trade. Crossover retest. If it had pierced my red line, this was the swing trade back to here. It just missed it by, I don't know, 3-4 ticks, I guess. But I'm not going to chase it. So I don't see anything setting up. As of right now, I do not have my morning locked up. So I'll probably create another live in the morning if you guys want. It's Friday. Let me see what the news is tomorrow. I didn't even look yet. I have a tendency not to look ahead. So nothing tomorrow. Okay. So, I'll probably shoot. What's going on here? Is my chat frozen? Because I don't see anything anymore. I guess my chat's frozen. That's okay. I think my chat's frozen. Anyways, so I'll probably try. I'll try to schedule another live for tomorrow, and got to cut down on my coffee refills. It makes me go to the bathroom too often. Anyways, but I do have my coffee cup right here. This is my Boston Terrier coffee cup. There it is. Supposed to emulate either Snoopy or Lucy. Morning rough. Mornings are rough. This morning was a little bit rough. Anyways, so I'll probably do another live in the morning. Unless something crazy happens, you'll see an announcement like probably 30 minutes before. All right. Everybody have a good day and don't lose your money intentionally. All right. Bye.